Hello students. Since last few classes we have been discussing about monopoly, types of monopoly and equilibrium of the monopolist. Now we know that the purpose of the monopoly is to earn maximum profit. Monopolist has the capacity to control the supply and the capacity to influence price. Normally a monopolist can use his monopoly power to discriminate prices. In this video we are going to explain about the process of price discrimination in monopoly market. With the power of the monopolist can charge different prices from different categories of customers. The practice of charging different prices for the identical products is referred as price discrimination. According to John Robinson, a famous economist, the act of selling same articles produced under single control at different prices to different buyers is known as price discrimination. Here the monopolist is having the capacity to discriminate customers on the basis of price. One of the best example of price discrimination is, suppose a doctor charges higher prices from rich customers and lower charges from poor patients. It's a form of price discrimination. There are different forms of price discrimination. We can mainly classify the process of price discrimination into three. Here the first category is personal price discrimination. Personal price discrimination is the process of charging different prices from different persons or group of persons. Once again, discrimination on the basis of person. Each person or each group of person is to pay different amounts. The best example is the railway charges lesser fares from senior citizens and higher fares from other categories of passengers. Lower prices from seniors and normal price from normal people. Second form of price discrimination is the discrimination on the basis of the use of the product. Different prices are charged for different uses of same product. For example, farmer is getting electricity at lower price. An industrialist in most of the case is getting electricity at higher price. The same electricity is charged differently for different users. The next form of price discrimination is local or geographical price discrimination. This is a locality based discrimination. Here the monopolist charges different prices for same product from different places or localities or regions. For example, Ayurvedic products, Ayurvedic medicines are charged at a lower level in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, and the same product is sold at higher price in northern states of India. Thus, there are three forms of price discrimination: personal discrimination, use or trade discrimination, and local or geographical discrimination. Now we are moving to the different degrees of price discrimination. There are mainly 3 degrees of price discrimination. This classification is made by A.C. Pigou, a famous economist. They are first degree price discrimination, second degree price discrimination, and third degree price discrimination. Initially, we are moving to explain first degree price discrimination. If the monopolist can sell each unit of his product to each customer at a different or separate price, then we are having price discrimination of first degree. Here the monopolist charges the price which is exactly equal to the amount of price by which a consumer is ready to pay. The willingness to pay of the consumer is fully charged by the monopolist. Here no consumer surplus is left with the consumer. Once again, here each unit of commodity is sold at different prices. Price is equal to the willingness to pay of the consumer and no consumer surplus left with the consumer. Now we are going to represent the first degree price discrimination diagrammatically. We are having x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis we are showing quantity of the commodity and on y-axis we are having price. By considering different price and quantities, we have drawn a demand curve. This demand curve is the marginal utility curve of different consumers. Suppose the marginal utility of first consumer is this much. That means Q1 P1. The price charged from first customer is Q1 P1. Here there are different customers A, B, C, D. The monopolist is charging highest possible price from individual A, and that is P1 Q1. In case of individual B, the possible price is potential price is little bit lower. Therefore, the monopolist charges lower price from P2 Q2 from individual B. That is, the monopolist is charging higher price from A, lower price from B, and little bit lower price from individual C, and so on. That means different consumers are charged differently by the monopolist. Here no amount of consumer surplus is left with the consumers because the entire consumer surplus is taken away by the producer, by the monopolist, through charging of different prices to different customers or different units of same commodity. In order to practice first degree price discrimination, the monopolist should know the potential price of each customers. This type of price discrimination is the strong degree of price discrimination. No consumer surplus is given to the consumer. Therefore, the entire welfare is taken away by the producer, by the monopolist. Now we are moving to the second degree of price discrimination. Here, in case of second degree price discrimination, the monopolist classifies all customers into different groups on the basis of their demand price. Then each group is charged the lowest minimum demand price. Here some amount of consumer surplus is left with the consumers. Once again, initially the producer or monopolist classify consumers into different groups. Minimum demand price is charged from each group, and here some amount of consumer surplus is left with the consumers. That is, the consumers are getting some amount of consumer surplus. Now let us explain the second degree price discrimination diagrammatically. We have x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis we have shown quantity and on y-axis we have price. This is the demand curve. Here the producer is classifying customers into different groups on the basis of their lowest minimum demand price. The first group is having P1 Q1 demand price, and their price is P1 Q1, lowest minimum price, and they are getting some amount of consumer surplus. In case of second group, the price of the commodity is P2 Q2. From the second group, the monopolist charges P2 Q2 price. Here also the consumers are getting some amount of consumer surplus. Therefore, in second degree price discrimination, some amount of consumer surplus is left with the consumers. The monopolist charges lowest minimum demand price, the minimum demand price from each group of customers. Now we are moving to the third category of price discrimination, that is third degree of price discrimination. The third degree price discrimination is the most common type of price discrimination. Here the customers are classified into different groups by the monopolist, either on the basis of income or on the basis of the intensity of demand or on the basis of preference towards the commodity, etc., etc. That means on the basis of income, demand intensity, preference, the monopolist is classifying customers into different groups and charging different price from them. This is the most common form of price discrimination, which is of third degree. Now we are going to explain the necessary conditions for profitable price discrimination. Price discrimination can be profitable only under these circumstances. The first and most important condition of price discrimination is the existence of monopoly power. There should be only one producer and he should have the entire control over supply. Otherwise, suppose if there are more than one producers, when one producer increases price, customers will be shifted to other producers. Therefore, the most important necessary condition of price discrimination is the existence of monopoly power. Secondly, in order to practice price discrimination, it should be possible to divide the markets into two. That means there should be two separate markets, at least existence of separate markets. There should be more than one market and there should not have any interconnection between these two markets. Then only price discrimination will be profitable. Third necessary condition is that there should have difference in elasticity of demand in different markets. If there are difference in elasticity of demand, the monopolist can charge different prices. If the elasticities of demand of these two markets, two separate markets, are same, then the monopolist cannot charge different prices. The monopolist will charge higher price from less elastic market and lower price from more elastic market. The monopolist charges high price from less elastic market because he can charge higher price because elasticity is very low. When there is more elastic demand, the monopolist charges lower price. Therefore, price of the product, the difference in price of the product depends upon the differences in elasticity of demand. The last condition associated with the price discrimination is that it should not be possible to transfer products or demand in between different markets. There should not have any chance to transfer product and demand. If the consumers are able to transfer product from one market to another, the consumers will buy from low priced market and sell the same product at high priced market and they will earn profit. Similarly, if consumers are able to shift their demand from one market to another market, they will move to low priced market. Then in these two conditions, if it is possible to shift product from one market to another market, or if it is possible to shift demand from one market to another market, the price discrimination will not be possible, will not be profitable. These are the necessary conditions of price discrimination. Now we have discussed what is price discrimination, what are the forms of price discrimination, what are the degrees of price discrimination, and necessary conditions of price discrimination. In the next, we will be explaining the equilibrium under discriminating monopoly. Thank you.